Hi everyone, Pastor Joe. Thanks for giving me just a minute. First of all, I want to start with victories as always. We had 3 baptisms this week, and that's what we live for, to see people turn their lives over to Jesus, so we rejoice with those. Others are planned for the future. Maybe you're one of those that's thinking about making that decision. Remembering the fact, listen, don't think you have to get cleaned up before you grab Jesus. You grab a hold of Jesus so he can clean you up. That's really the whole message that we talked about at the end of 1 Corinthians 15. Some big events coming up. Our Easter parties, both campuses, Ormond and Palm Bay, are this week on Saturday. And listen, this is an opportunity to love your community like none other. And I know sometimes you're like, well, should we be doing Easter eggs? And listen, the kids are going to hear the whole story of the gospel. They'll go to station to station to station. They will learn more about the story of Jesus than probably most of them have ever heard in their life. And then, yes, they're going to go get eggs and they're going to get candy and all of that. But every year we get families that come back to visit our church and they end up finding Jesus as a result of some stupid eggs. You say, why would you spend the time, the energy on 10,000 eggs or whatever it is? Because people end up finding Jesus. It's just a way to reach our goal. Like I talked about this weekend, sometimes the methods change, but the core of the message never does. And then of course Easter's the next weekend. This is our biggest of the year. So we've got 5 services here in Ormond. Guys, get those postcards, invite people, hand them out, pray for people, encourage them to come, dress the way they're comfortable, and you come that way as well. Down in Palm Bay, guys, pack out that gym. Let's do it. And you want to know why I do what I do? Let me tell you. This weekend after services, a group of us guys went down to Fort Lauderdale to work with a sister church, our Haitian church. Incredible. We love spending time with them. We dropped off about 3,000 pounds of beans and rice and clothes and shoes to be a blessing to them. But then the next day we decided to go over to Stoneman Douglas, to the high school there in Fort Lauderdale. And what a humbling moment, as they had a little memorial set up, and there's either a cross or a Jewish star for each of those 17 kids that died. And I went by and I saw a 14-year-old girl. Well, I have a 14-year-old girl. And it reminded me, and forget the politics, it reminded me of why we do what we do. Because those 17 kids had no idea they were going to step into eternity that day, but they did. And that's why we're so passionate about not only reaching everybody, but especially about reaching out to children and teenagers. Hence why we do the Easter stuff, why we spend so much time, energy, and money on our children and teen ministry, because they need to know Jesus now. We don't know what tomorrow holds. Now this weekend, I'll be preaching again from 1 Corinthians 15. And yes, it's Palm Sunday. I'll be tying in the story of Jesus coming into Jerusalem. But just keep reading 1 Corinthians 15 and let God fill you up. I love being your pastor. I'll see you this weekend.